welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're gonna matte and frame the black and white image that I printed last time. To remind you, this image is going to the Fine Art of Photography annual exhibit at the Plymouth Art Center in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Last time we printed an image of Rainbow Falls in Watkins Glen, and on 3 different papers. We printed on one luster paper, which is semi-gloss paper, and then 2 art papers. One is Aurora Art White from Red River, and then the third one was from Hahnemühle William Turner, which is the textured art paper. So I looked at the images, and the last 2 candidates, the best 2 candidates were the Hahnemühle paper and the luster paper, Ultra Pro satin, which is made by Red River again. And today we're gonna matte and frame the image. Well, hello, welcome back. It's been a few days. I'm finally gonna frame the image for the exhibit. I took a look in daylight at the 2 candidates. So to remind you, the best 2 candidates were on luster paper and on Hahnemühle William Turner. So let's take a final look. Then actually let's cut them down first, and then we'll take a final look. So I have this big cutter where you can easily cut paper straight, but you don't have to. You can obviously use just sharp knife. So I'm cutting at 13 inches, so my image is going to be 13 by 13 with the margins. Good thing we have margins, because this cutter is not that good, or not always. Okay, have one. Let's see the other. Oh, okay. So we have the 2 images here. The one here is on Hahnemühle paper, William Turner, and this one is on the Ultra Pro luster. So let's take a look. Overall, I'm pretty happy with both of them. They're just slightly different in terms of the way they look and the way the contrast is on the paper. Kind of, I like them both, but I think I like the Ultra Pro luster a little bit more. Okay, so time to frame. I have this frame, which is with the pre-cut mat inside. This is not my usual frames. Unfortunately, my usual frame order got delayed. I don't have time. I need to bring the image to the exhibit tomorrow. So I got a couple of frames from Amazon, and then I'm gonna use one of them for the framing of the image. It's a metal frame. It's still pretty good. Generally speaking, normally I have D-rings or European D-rings attached to the frame, but this frame is too thin. The metal is too thin, so I had to attach it to the backing board, which is probably not the optimal, but it would work. But because of that, I'm not gonna show you how I attached it, since it's not standard, not something I do normally. Okay, so I also have a mat board that I pre-cut to the size of the frame, the 16 by 16. I cut it out of a 16 by 20 piece using the same cutter as we used for the images. And then we have the mat. So after I'm finished matting the image, I will clean the glass, and then we'll do. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to position the image in the frame, in the mat that we want, the way that we want to. Kind of measure with the mat on top that it's okay. So you kind of need to position your mat the way that it's supposed to be positioned, and then check that you have the frame. I think let's add a weight so it doesn't move when I reposition the mat. That's gonna be it. Okay. Okay, looks good. So now next step is to add corners to fix the image in place before attaching the top mat. And you need to be careful not to move the image since we already positioned it, but for that you need something to weigh the image down so it doesn't move. And make sure that the things that you put on top are clean, not gonna damage your print. Okay, one last check before attaching the mat. So I'm using semi-permanent glue. So it's a glue runner. It allows you, after I apply the glue, you can still reposition the image a little bit before you press it down. I kind of add 2 layers of glue, 2 lines with intermittent glue points. And sometimes the runner kind of gets stuck, but that's okay. Just move it slightly forward. So some of the mat boards are slightly different on 2 sides. I had in the past where one of the sides would peel off when you add the glue. Wasn't very good, so you need to be on the correct side of the mat board for the glue to stick and stay there without peeling off. This one seems to be okay. For some reason my glue stick keeps sticking, but it's okay. Okay, so now that we position the glue, we put down the mat. So now don't press on it. Make sure you are in the correct position before you press. Okay, now it looks good. And now with something clean, you can press. Okay, so then let's sign this. I call this image Where the Shadows Lie. If you're familiar with Tolkien, you know where that comes from. The image is from Watkins Glen. and it was 2021, I believe. Okay, so let's show here. Okay, we are done. Next step is the frame. So we'll take the glass. I want to clean the glass first. So I use lens cleaner, glasses lens cleaner, to clean the glass, and soft rag. Okay. So we'll need to clean the glass on the outside as well. Looks like a little bit of dirty. Okay. So put this in. Let's put the back end in. Make sure you're putting it in correct way relative to the, because I already attached the D-rings. If it was a different frame, you could, and I was attaching the D-rings after, that wouldn't be a problem. Just put it anywhere you want and then attach the D-rings. Because I already have them attached to the frame, need to be the right way. Okay. Corners. It's a nice frame, just slightly different. It's a much thinner profile compared to what I usually use for my frames. I think it works well with the image, but we'll see in a second. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's clean the glass on the outside as well. I saw a bunch of dust on it, so let's clean that. Okay, looks pretty good. I think we are good. So let's just add the wire on the back. We have already the D-rings, so just need to attach the wire. Yes, so I'm using these crimps to kind of ensure the wire doesn't move, in addition to just kind of winding it. So you don't have to. I think winding is probably enough, especially with this weight. Maybe if it was much heavier. So I have the wire. I start with one side and then I cut to the lengths and do the other side. Okay, so we have enough length. Then I kind of wind. And I do the crimp. And then kind of finish up winding the wire. And once it's done, I will always also add some tape just to avoid sharp edges. Okay, so lengthwise, just kind of eyeballing it. Okay. Doesn't need, in this case, it doesn't need to be super taut because the D-rings are slightly embedded, like underneath the height. Usually the D-rings are the same height on the outside as the frame, so I try to make the wire as taut as possible so it won't sag. But in this case, we don't need. It's okay. We have also enough room for it to change. Again, the crimp. And finish up winding Okay, so it's done. Where did I put the tape? Ah, okay, so we have the tape. If you have a more expensive desk, don't do this. My desk is kind of very simple, so I'm okay with this. But basically I add this tape just around the finish of the end of the wound wire, so it's you don't get splinters and you don't get sticking the wire into your fingers. Okay, and we are done. Just I'll show you. So these are the D-rings. You have the crimps here and then the tape on the wound frame. Okay, let's take a look. Everything looks good and we are done. Thank you for watching, and let's hope it does well in the exhibit. Well, that is it for today. We successfully framed the image for the exhibit, and the exhibit will run from mid-May until mid-June 2025 in the Plymouth Center for the Arts. Check out the exhibit, it should be a good one. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, and also check out my previous video where I print the image and other videos where I show how I edit my images. Also consider joining my live streams on Wednesday where I edit my images live. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.